And we are live. Wonderful. So, greetings from Tokyo. This is Daisuke, and I hope everyone is doing very, very well today. Well, let me just move this here. Sorry about this. The window is a little bit in the way. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't want you to be irritated by the light. So, and plus, I don't think I've gotten some comments about this. It's the framing must catch the Evita. So I must catch the Evita Laserdisc. So anyway, let me just set up here, and then we will be doing. I'll just go over the what the quick discussion is here, and let's see. Great. Oh, great. Jared is here. Well done. I actually wanted to talk about you, Jared, in a very positive way. You inspired me to watch a particular film this week, and so I wanted to give that a quick mention today. So, sorry, but I'm just setting up my stuff here, and then we will be on our way. Gosh, interesting. Okay, so sorry, just setting up my computer here so I can access the comments in the live chat as we go through. So, is the sound okay? If the sound is patchy or anything like that, please let me know. And it might just be a matter of what's the phrase? Toggling, plugging out and plugging back in the microphone jack. But if that's the case, please let me know. Okay, my friends, greetings from Tokyo again. Thank you very much for putting up with yet another randomly decided upon impromptu live stream. So it's now Saturday morning here where I am in Tokyo, which is January 18th, 2020. So Saturday morning. So I have Saturdays and Sundays off, and so I'm just enjoying a slow and relaxing time, just waking up. My family is still asleep. There was a little bit of a fun time last night, but they're still asleep, but I think they'll be waking up very soon, so that should be all well and good. So, but in the meantime, my friends, just wanted to have this little chat with you. And the reason is because I wanted to let you know that it's the weekend, and I sometimes get asked this, but I wanted to ask the question back to the rest of you, which was, what films do you have planned to watch this weekend, either at home or in the theater, or maybe even both? I usually reserve is probably the wrong word, but I usually have the weekends off, which means that I like to try to watch films that, for whatever reason, I am unable to watch over the weekdays, in particular weeknights, and usually that has to do with maybe the length of a particular film. Sometimes, as you may know, watching a film on a weeknight when you have work the next day or school the next day or whatever the case may be, might be a little bit difficult because one has to stay up a lot or a long time. At least I do, because I have to. I try to watch films on the weeknights once everyone is asleep. So it's a matter of waiting for everyone to go to bed, and then going very quietly to the other room, and then turning on the light and turning on the TV and everything, and putting in the disc into the player, and then pushing play. And so then just watching the film for however long it is, and then finishing it, and then going back to bed. The issue, of course, arises for me because the length of a film will dictate, of course, exactly when I'll be able to return to bed and go back to sleep in order to fall asleep and then wake up in order to feel as refreshed as possible for the next day. And so that means that I'll usually choose, or I'll have to be dictated by the length of a film when I watch it. Now, I really, I have to be perfectly honest, for me personally, I don't usually prefer to choose what film to watch based on its running time. I usually try to avoid doing that because I ever since I was very young, I've tried to avoid doing that as much as possible. Now, I completely get if people out there are have to know what the running time is prior to watching a film because everyone is busy. So I get that. And busy schedules means, of course, that the time that we have allotted to watching a film or just unwinding with a movie might tend to be somewhat limited. And so we have to know approximately when the film will be over and so we can make other plans and that sort of thing. So I completely get that, of course, and I respect that approach. For me, though, I've always felt that if I were to think about the running time of a film, for me, I don't know, there's something just about how the wiring in my brain works. I don't know, but it's like, from my point of view, it somehow takes away from the experience, or it tends to be something that I will focus on, and the length of the film, the running time. If it's an unusually long film, for instance, I'll usually focus on that point, and then that will be part of the calculus, as it were, when I'm trying to experience or engage with a work. And usually I try to avoid that as much as possible, at least from my perspective, me and the film, me vis-a-vis the film. And the reason is because, as I said, I don't want to focus on that aspect, because the running time isn't necessarily a direct part of the film, if you know what I mean. Granted, it's a legitimate aspect of the film, it's a legitimate part of the making of the film, and it's a legitimate point that should be raised in film reviews and film criticisms, and whether they be written film criticisms or film reviews or online video reviews and the like. I get that. That information is always very welcome and helpful. But just for me, as I said, for me personally, it's like the time. I'd want time to be as inconsequential as possible. I don't know if that makes any sense. And therefore, I usually try to keep that out of the equation as much as possible. At least I did. And unfortunately, as I got older and as my schedule tended to somewhat congeal around a particular routine, and then I had my family, and with the family and with work and everything that entailed, then the schedule pretty much solidified, which meant that I had a very finite number of hours to be able to watch particular films. And this wasn't the case when I was single and in my teens and 20s. So, and when I was still in school or I wasn't yet working. And so so on weekdays I tend to by necessity have to choose films more or less based on their running time, and I usually prefer not to do that if possible, but that's the way it works. And once again, I do understand and appreciate how people will feel in trying to choose watching a film in the running time. I get that very much so. But with that in mind, this weekend I do have a little bit of time, not that much, but a little bit more time than usual. And so I do want to just maybe re-catch up with a number of works that I'm kind of very much into. So hopefully, this weekend will be a really good opportunity. Now, I have seen I've seen Twin Peaks many times, and I have many versions of it already. And so this was perhaps, for me anyway, maybe a not so necessary purchase. But I think I must get into this with more detail now. So it's the Twin Peaks limited edition sets. I'll probably explore that more. I haven't had a chance to explore it fully, I must admit. I'm a little bit embarrassed to say, but I haven't had a chance to explore it fully yet. I received it in mid-December, I think, late December, maybe mid to late December, but it still hasn't been, it's been maybe about a month or so since I got it. So there's just so much stuff there that I haven't had a chance to go through it. And plus, I feel like with the Twin Peaks set, if I get the set, I'm at that point where, oh gosh, I'm itching to watch this, the whole thing over again, and so that might be something. It's always the case with Twin Peaks, is it not? There's always music in the air, right? Where we're from, the birds sing a pretty song, and there's always music in the air. So, oh gosh, so there's that. So I might be going into that. Also this weekend, I'm trying to, oh gosh, well, where did I put it? Oh yes, I was talking, or I was having a conversation with our dear friend Jared Wignall. I know he's here, so hello, Jared, I hope you're well. And I think he was talking about another live chat I had done in the recent past, and how he couldn't attend, or he couldn't join in live because he had been watching, at the time of the live stream that I was conducting, he had been watching the film Heat, the Michael Mann film from 1995, starring Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. And so I was so taken with that, because I really love that film Heat. I have the only copy that I have now is this, right, which is a Blu-ray. I used to have that. I saw it actually in the theater. I might have mentioned this in a number of past videos before, but I actually saw this in the theater when it was first released in '95. My mother took me, and it was just a heart-pounding experience. If you know the film, there are particular moments where the sound really echoes and thunders with a kind of aggressive bombast that is it's like this sort of aggressive echo chamber is created in the theater, and it was just a mesmerizing experience. And that wasn't the only moment. The quiet moments too in this film are just sublime. And so I was so taken with our dear friend Jared's comment that I think I'll probably rewatch this. I've seen this so many times, and I feel like I know it very well. I think I could recount a number of the lines actually, but some of them include swear words, and so I don't want to say them out loud here, at least on this YouTube channel. Maybe I will later when the camera is off. But yeah, this is. I remember also my mother, and she and I would have a kind of maybe a running joke or inside joke between us, because we had seen the film together, and whenever whenever she would, maybe refuse a request of mine, maybe I would ask her, "Can I do this?" or something, and she'd say no. She'd always do this. Well, not always, but occasionally she'd do this. So, for instance, if I'd say, "Can I go to such and such place this weekend?" And then she'd say no because we'd have some family plan or something. So she'd say no, but she wouldn't just say no. She'd say no with her hand, right? So if you know Heat, that was a reference to the film Heat. She'd say. So I really, I have a very vivid memory from my childhood with this film Heat, and it was, and actually when I first saw Heat, I was maybe in my teens, and there's a famous coffee shop scene that's oft talked about between De Niro and Pacino. It's a really great scene. There are a couple peculiar points with respect to the dialogue that maybe one of these days, if I ever have the opportunity to speak about this in detail, I can bring up. There's something that comes up in particular with respect to the De Niro character, Neil Macaulay character, but that scene is just so powerful. And I remember when I first saw it, wherever it was, in '95, and he says, "You see me doing thrill-seeking liquor store holdups with a Born to Lose tattoo on my chest." And then and then Pacino says, "No, I do not." And then, in my mind, I remember I was kind of young, and so I actually thought, well, is he really talking about actually getting a Born to Lose tattoo on his chest? Maybe not. But of course, later I realized that, no, he's just talking in a kind of metaphor. So, but for a split second there, I was thinking maybe he's really thinking about getting an actual tattoo on his chest for whatever reason. I don't know, but sometimes there was when I was young, I saw many films, and many films where a lot of the details just flew right over my head. So I think I was still in that phase, and I think now I'm actually very much, I admit, still in that phase to a certain degree. There are many films even now that I watch where many of the details just fly right over me. So, but that's dedicated to our dear friend Jared, who is such a lovely person, and a great film enthusiast, and such a wonderful person. So I'm so glad that you mentioned this film to me last week, whenever it was, and so I'll be most inspired to take a look at this again. And I'm thinking about a future poll, Films Club live stream poll, just between you and me, my friends, right now. I haven't made any sort of official announcement or anything, but this will probably appear on the next poll. There's that. Also, I should say that I'll get to the live chat in a second, but one more thing. I was so taken because I had the opportunity very recently to watch a very special film with my daughter, and the film that we saw together, which was on the Blu-ray that I have, and I'm so embarrassed to admit that I don't have the Blu-ray. Oh, here it is. It's right here. The film that we saw together was this film, and this is actually a really big deal for me, and I'll explain in a second. The film that we saw together is this. I don't know if you can make this out, but can you see that? This is the Japanese Blu-ray of the David Lynch film called The Straight Story. And so, oh, you can come in. It's okay. Come on. Come on. You want to come in?
Yes.
All right, here. Hey, buddy. You want to say hello?
Yes.
All right, what's your name?
Hi.
Hi. Did you just wake up?
Yes.
Yes. Do you like ampamang?
Yes.
Yes. All right, great. So this is Leo. So say hi, Leo.
Hi.
How are you today? Are you good?
Yes.
Yes. You want to speak English or do you want to speak Japanese?
Japanese.
Japanese? Okay. Ohayo. Ohayo.
Ohayo.
O genki desu ka?
Yes.
Yeah, you're speaking English. Wow. Thank you. Okay. So what I was saying was I had the great opportunity to watch the straight story, not with Leo here, not with my son here, but with my daughter, who I think is still asleep, and I don't know if she was really into it all the time, but I could tell that there were moments where she really was into the film, and so this was a very big deal for me because I think she's at the age where I can start to introduce her to some more films that I've watched, and so and then with Leo here, it'll probably be a few more years before I'll be able to watch some films with him outside of the children's film fair. But the film, The Straight Story, was just a it was marvelous to watch because it's a David Lynch film, and this is another film that I saw in the theater when it was first released, and it was a kind of a remarkable film to make at the time. I don't know if I mean, those of you who know David Lynch's works will know that this film came after the release of the film Lost Highway, right? So Lost Highway was what was the phrase that was used to describe Lost Highway in the promotional materials? A psychogenic fugue, I think it was, but certainly was all over the place. A, a mesmerizing masterpiece of many levels, right?
Yeah.
And so, to have The Straight Story follow that in a kind of in the way that it did, in the pace that it did. There you go. Is Can you see yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Is a kind of a really almost brave thing, and a lovely thing that I think David Lynch and company did when they made The Straight Story. It's just of course, at the center, of course, is the almost just so raw, almost mind-numbingly raw and emotional performance that is so stoic at the same time. It's so has a kind of self-honor that is incredibly admirable. And of course, I'm talking about the performance by Richard Farnsworth, right? So the performance by Richard Farnsworth is, I think, one for the ages, and so it was really great to see. And also, the film I think, lends itself very nicely. I didn't realize this until I'd been watching it with my daughter, but I think it lends itself very nicely to a kind of family watch because it has a sort of episodic feel to it. It's sort of Alvin Strait and his adventures, meeting new people, that sort of thing. And so it does have a certain episodic feel, even as it's traversing this beautiful American landscape as it's presented in the film. So the shot for me, of course, is the famous shot of the shot of the highway moving, and that is, of course, a kind of self-parody, almost a reference to Lynch's own approach to highways and the like. It's a beautiful touch, absolutely beautiful. And the camera goes up to the sky and goes back down to the road, and great stuff. So I was so happy and moved that I was able to share this with her. And I don't know if I'll be able to share any other works by David Lynch with her anytime soon. As some of you may know, sometimes those works might be a little bit tough to do. I might do Elephant Man, maybe sometime soon if we have the time. But she too is getting a little bit busier with school and after school activities and the like. So we will have to wait and see if that is indeed possible. Films like Mulholland Drive or Lost Highway and even Twin Peaks will probably have to wait until she's much, much older, of course. But and yeah, but I was very happy and thrilled about that. So, yeah, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So you want to look at the live chat now?
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at the live chat together. Can you help me out? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to need your help because. Oh, it's okay. You can stand. You can stay here. You can stay here. It's okay. Do you want to sit down somewhere else? You want to sit down here?
Sit down.
You want to sit down here? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to help me with the live chat?
Yeah.
Okay. Here. Let's look at the live chat here. Okay. So, let's see. All right. Actually, I want to put it here, and then. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, oops, sorry. Actually, now, there you go. I'm gonna, give me 1 second here. All right. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. Jared's here, so hello. I hope you're doing well. And Alex Eubanks is here. Hello. Touch of Film is here. Hello, Huss. I hope you're well. Sean McLagan. Hello. Wolfgratz. Good evening. Nice to see Pennies from Heaven in the background. Oh, Pennies from Heaven. Can you, right? There's Pennies from Heaven, right? You might be a little bit too young to see that one, but maybe when you're older,
Yeah.
we can watch it together. How's that?
Yeah.
You want to do that? Okay. It has some really good songs, though. Really cool songs. We've listened to a lot of those songs together, you know, because we have that. I have that that soundtrack. It's a 3 CD disc soundtrack. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yes. Right. So, yes, it's great. The Pennies from Heaven. Yes, Dennis Potter. Another bucket list item to speak about Dennis Potter works here on this channel. I would love the opportunity one of these days, but hopefully one day. So Alan is here. Oh, Alan, our dear friend Al from Yonkers. Hello. Greetings from Yonkers. Daisuke. Greetings to you in Yonkers. I hope you're well. Big Boss. Great name. Greetings from California, you say. Greetings to you in California, Big Boss. Right? You want to say hi to Big Boss?
Yes.
Okay. Say hi, Big Boss. Hi.
Hi, Best Boss.
Thank you. And Harvey Snow Leopard is here. Hi, Daisuke. Hi, Harvey. How are you doing? And Alex is in New Mexico. Romero Flores is here, top of the morning, Daisuke. Well, good morning to you too as well, Romero. Brian McGuire. Hello, Brian. And Harvey says we'll be watching War and Peace Criterion tomorrow. Please let us know what you think of that, absolutely towering achievement of work. Can't wait to hear your thoughts about that, Harvey. I hope you're well. Tim, our dear friend Tim, how are you doing? Annyeonghaseyo. And I hope things are very well. You know, Tim is one of my dear friends, and he was one of the people who has been here since the early days. He befriended me early on when I was just getting started in Facebook and the like, and those film related groups and stuff. And such a warm human being. What a lovely man. I'm so happy to know you, Tim. I hope you're doing well. Eduardo, hi Daisuke. Let's see. What titles, I think, do you think will be released this year by Criterion? I really wanted a release of The Piano by Jane Campion. Wow, that is a very good suggestion. Are you flickering the light?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So oh, hold on. You want to push this button? You want to leave it on? You want to leave it on? Okay. How's that? I don't know. Just I'm maybe giving away some production background secrets here. So I have a lighting system for all of my videos, at least how I shoot them. That's the light on, and that's the light off. And you have your push. Can you push the button on?
Yes.
Thank you. And then push it off. Thank you. And so that's the lighting. And you know that YouTube always says you should have a kind of a light or something like that, and people do this very well. I don't have, I don't know if I'm able to get a light. So what I've done is I've just used this old lamp, and I just put it here on the little counter here, and then just angle it such that it's not so shiny. Although I'm not the best lighting person here, so that's the some of the YouTube secrets here that I'm giving away. So if you need lighting, sometimes an old lamp will do, and just you can angle it off, I suppose. But there's that, right? You want to turn it on again?
Yes.
How's that? Awesome, great, thank you. So let's see, where was I? Oh yes, so Eduardo was asking about what Criterion titles would be released this year. I can't really say necessarily. The Piano is a great suggestion. I think the one title that is more or less certain, it's just a matter of when, is the film Come and See. And so I'll probably save more comments for the time it's going to be announced. That is a powerful work. Anyway, I hope you're doing well, and thank you very much for your suggestion about the piano. I agree completely. Rio Classic Film Reviews is here. Hello. You say, I went to see 1917 this evening. It was excellent. Oh, great. I've already started to hear a lot of great things about that, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I can't wait. I don't know if it's been, I don't know when it's going to be arriving in theaters here in Tokyo, but it's not here yet. Parasite has just opened, I think, this week in Tokyo. So don't know if I'll be able to watch that this weekend, but I'd love to be able to catch that one. Brian McGuire's here. Hello. Watched the Two Popes last night. Pretty good. Thank you. So that's with that has some kind of Oscar buzz, I think, or awards season buzz, I think so. Dungeon Studio, hello, I hope you're well. Big Boss gonna finish up Repulsion again, watch Something Wild, and get through the other three Lone Wolf and Cup films this weekend. Wonderful, wonderful. Tim Holmes says, I just finished watching Polyester, my first John Waters film. Wow, congratulations. I think we should all congratulate Tim and welcome Tim to the world of John Waters. I did not expect the acting to be so over the top, but it was great. Yes, I think there is a very over the top sensation of the film that is, I love that film very much. It has some great dialogue. And there's a great moment. There's a great moment where one of the characters says the word galoot, and I can't recall many films in my viewing history where the word galoot has been used in a major part of the dialogue, and so that's a pretty great thing. So, and there's some really funny moments in that film that are just fantastic. And right, Francine Fishpaw, right?
Yeah.
Yes, divine, absolutely divine. One of these days, maybe when you're a little bit older, maybe we're gonna have to watch John Waters films. I don't know. John Waters, I admit, I completely get it's somewhat hit or miss, perhaps, for a number of people, but for me, I'm a huge fan, admirer. So, welcome to the world of John Waters. Oh, okay, here. Let's hold on for that. Do you wanna put? Hold on. This we have to give to Karen later. That one. You see? Yeah, that one, because she has. Yeah, no, that one. This one. Yes, we have to give that to her later. So you want to use one hand or two hands? What do you think? Good boy. You're so strong. Thank you. Can you handle that by yourself? You need my help. By yourself?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you hungry?
Yes.
Yeah. You want to eat some breakfast?
Yes.
Okay. We'll eat some breakfast in about 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Give me 5. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So let's see. Where was I? Real Classic Film Reviews. Also watched Bogart in The Big Shot when I got home. I'd never seen it before. Great. J Man XYZ, excuse me. 2. Do you wear headphones when watching films, Daisuke? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Um, this is like a David Lynch film, right? With all the strobe lighting. Thank you. Good job. Are you going to grow up to become a filmmaker?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. When you make films, let me know. Use lots of strobe lighting. That's really great. Do I use headphones when I'm watching films? So, sometimes yes, sometimes no. And Dungeon Studio says, Little Big Man. Whoops, I just got lost. I just pushed a button and then I got lost. Okay, and I'm back. Where was I? And I just got lost. I always do this. I always do this. Right, I always do this, don't I?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am officially lost in my own live chat. So pardon me while I just try to get back into. Okay. All right. I have lost the live chat halfway through, so I can't access the beginning part of the live chat. I apologize. So I'm going to skip around. So I'm going to just start again with the first comment I can see, and then we'll go from there. So Brian McGuire says, great music. Let's see, just skipping around here. Real Classic Film Review says, I must, three musts, finally get around to starting on the Zatoichi set. Yes, it's a long one, and there's no need to binge. You can if you want, if you are able to. Good for you. But that's one that you can just watch a film and then leave and then come back to it at a later date and then watch another one and then leave and come back at another time. The Zatoichi series is just it's great. It's absolutely great. But I think there is no sense of, or there's no need to rush if you want to take your time with it, and I think it's worth taking one's time. I think. Matthew Lockwood says, called me weird, but Gorilla versus Gojira. Okay, Gorilla versus Hedorah. That would be an interesting film. But anyway, Godzilla versus Hedorah is the best Godzilla film ever made, in my opinion. Actually, I don't disagree. I did a ranking of the Godzilla films, and it was actually it was very, very high, very, very high. And so I really like that film also. It has the kind of, right, you've seen little clips of that, right?
Yes.
Godzilla versus Hedorah, it's pretty brutal too. I mean, it has a kind of maybe campy kids quality to it, and I think that has to do in large part to the way the music is employed in that film. But as you know, from seeing the film, obviously, those fights are pretty brutal, and Godzilla really takes a beating. I think it's one of the most gruesome fights, or it's one of the gruesome monster to monster battle, damage that I think Godzilla's ever experienced in any of the Showa films, in my opinion. Right? I mean, there's some pretty big monster violence in other films. Don't get me wrong, but in Godzilla versus Hedorah, there is a lot of nasty stuff, and like skin melting and scales, flesh burning off, and all that stuff. So it's pretty it's pretty tough stuff. But there's a kind of I like it too, because there's a kind of strategy too that's very evident when Godzilla is fighting the bad guy monster, and also the evolution, the growth of the monster itself. It tends to go from different stage to different stages, and I thought that was very fascinating as far as monster designs are concerned. It's one of the most innovative monster designs from the Showa era, in my opinion. It goes. I think it's really just a super strong entry in the Showa era Godzilla series. So I agree with you, actually. I agree with you. So, are you? I think you're hungry, right?
Yes.
Let's go eat. You want to go eat?
Yes.
Okay, let's go eat. All right. Okay. All right, watch out. Watch your feet. Okay. I just heard your stomach grumble. You're hungry, huh? Yeah? Okay. All right. I'll be there in 1 minute, okay? All right. Do you want to wait here or do you want to go to the kitchen? Let's go together. Let's go together, okay? Let's go together, okay? So, all right, I'm going to have to get going soon. I'm so sorry for this. And I hope that you are doing very well, right? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, you have showed your filmmaking skills again with super zooms. Wonderful, wonderful. I love it. Absolutely great. So when you make your film, Leo, you're going to have to let me know. Lots of strobe lighting and a lot of super zooms, right? Awesome. Can't wait. All right. So, and then Pennies from Heaven. So I think now you have inspired me to, maybe we can't watch this together, but maybe we can listen to the music. You want to listen to the music? Yes? Roll Along Prairie Moon? Awesome. Okay, we'll listen to Roll Along Prairie Moon. Okay, so my friends, I think that is the signal. So that is the bat signal for me to go. So I hope that you are well. Again, I apologize for not answering all of your questions, but I hope you understand, and I will be back with another live stream hopefully very soon. In the meantime, my friends, please be happy and healthy and well, and please enjoy whatever films you are going to watch. If you have any other films that you plan to watch this weekend, or that you have watched and you want to share with me and share with everyone else here, please feel free to do so in the comment section of this video or in any other video that you watch. I'd be very happy to read that and hear what it is you have planned for the weekend. So once again, thank you very much, and I will talk to you very soon. Okay? All right? Yeah?
Yes.
All right, give me 5. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, oh.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, let's go, buddy. Let's go, buddy. What do you want to drink? You want to drink juice?
Yes.
All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm gonna take that off, and then I got it. Okay, there we go. Can you push that button? Can you push here? Thank you.